Well, I guess we gotta figure out a different way or go across the water. We're just gonna hang out here for a while. We got issues. Yeah, the road's flooded, so we're trying to figure out a way to get around it. Right here is some, but I went about a mile down the road where it was actually water across the road, so it's actually closed. Yeah, the road was flooded. As I'm sitting here editing the video, I realized that I didn't really take the time to explain it. And also, when I'm out there, I try to not be taking video much because I'm there to do a job. So I try to be present and do my job instead of recording a lot. So we started down this state route off the highway, and there's signs that says road closed ahead, and it also said something about flooding. And I'm like, well, you know, we'll see how far we get. And then the state trooper said on the two-way that his GPS says the road is closed in 2.3 miles. And I was like, well, we'll be there in 12 miles. I thought he said in 23 miles. That's what I understood. And he said 2.3 miles. And so sure enough, about 2.3 miles, yep, it's close. Now, where the water is in the video here, we could have gone through there. There's no water on the road there, but I went ahead with my pickup about a mile ahead, and there it was across the road, and signs up, closed, $2,500 fine if you go through it. And of course, with the state trooper there, they have to abide by the state laws like that. So he called one of his DOT buddies, and then Henry that drives the load, he had to call in, and they told him to call in and tell him to change the permit, but the state has to change it without charging, because this was on a Monday, if I remember correct, and so the permit had requested the permit earlier in the week, and then it rained over the weekend, and so there was no time to update that the road was closed and all this stuff. So we turned around there and back on the highway, and probably 10 miles or so that it took us around, which we gone that route before, was a cabin that we took to the same place, and I'm assuming there was construction or something that it took us that route earlier, a few months earlier, or whenever that was. So yeah, it just added a little bit to our time, and off we went. Gotta show the inside. They're putting the rich cap on. That is just, that's to hold the fan in place. They're gonna take that off. You got stuff like this, you know, for transport. This will swing like crazy every time you brake and take off. So they gotta kind of strap everything, strap all the doors, keep it from flying around. We got burnt, oh, sun's bright. Got some burnt pine here. Little closet, I assume. Bedroom, more burnt pine. Closet, does that go into the, no, it does not go to the attic. Bathroom. That's a big shower. That is a nice big shower. And it looks like, is this a 2-bedroom? This is gonna be a 2-bedroom. Look at this, there's another bedroom. And a bathroom. Man, got a mini split in here. Man, this is awesome. So this is 2-bed, 2-bath. A dirty orange shirt, that's probably gonna stay on there. And each room has their own little mini split, like up there. Those things are nice. You can control your own room. Second bathroom. And then I want to show you the blocking on the outside. There's the blocking. So this thing is 60 feet long. We went a little extra. We went double block on the second runner, double block on the outside, and then a solid underneath there. Typically on these, we would only do the double block outside and just a single on the inside, but because this one's so heavy, we decided to do double. By double, I mean the 4, like that. You do 2 of them one way, 2 the other way. Cross them like that, up like that. You don't want to do your tiny home capping like this on a single layer of block. I've seen it where a wind came through and it blew it over, because those blocks, 3 on top of each other, they'll just fall over really easy. So make sure if you have one of these delivered that they do double, 2 one way, 2 the other way, on top of each other. There it is.